righty, and welcome to a very special episode of What on Rob Green's Earth. We are out in the wild at Curious Crow's Coffee in Stellarton, Nova Scotia here. This is not your regular host. This is Matt McGlashan. I am your guest host for today. I'm very excited to be guest hosting with you. The reason I am your guest host for today is because we have some very special guests today. We're going to go around the circle here a moment and introduce ourselves. But why don't we start with the person to my left here. Please introduce yourself and tell us who you are and why you are here with us.
Hi everyone, so I'm Basket Case, Basket for short, and I'm the president of the brand new roller derby league, the Lobster Hub Rollers.
My name's Garlic Brad, and I'm our head ref.
I'm Domino Carvey, and I'm the vice president for the Lobster Hub Rollers.
I'm Reverend Robbie Smooth, also known as Rob Green, normal host of What on Rob Green's Earth. What up?
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for joining me. I forgot a hello there. Hello. There are four of you for anyone that is counting along at home. So the reason that I'm hosting today is because Rob, of course, is one of our guests today, but the reason we have all of you on is because we are very excited about a new league that you are starting here, the Lobster Hub Rollers Derby League. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what has prompted your decision to start the new league? It's very exciting. It should be a new development to get a lot of folks in here. And I'm talking like an NPR host and vamping way too fucking long. This sounds nothing like your regular show, and I apologize.
That's okay.
Let's just get into it. What has prompted you guys to start the new league? This is like a very exciting new development, and I'm sure that folks are interested to hear about why you want to get more people into roller derby.
Absolutely. So roller derby is everywhere. It's in Canada, it's in the States, it's in Europe, it's made its way to Australia, Asia. It's a really fun sport. It's really empowering. It's really women and queer friendly. And there just needs to be more of that in our communities. And right now, Halifax has a team. There's a team in Cape Breton. There's a team down in the Valley. And that's it. So what are we going to do up here in Pictou County, in Antigonish, in Truro? So instead of just picking one location, we thought, why not all? Why not all three and bring roller derby to all of these communities, sort of in one fell swoop, make an empire, and just start from there.
Yeah, you guys are really connecting this little stretch of highway and giving a lot of folks a chance to get into roller derby without having to commute to a much further
Halifax,
location.
to Cape Breton. To the Valley.
Something we end up hearing all the time is that it's super cool to have all these unique sort of niche activities, but they always end up having to go to Halifax for it. So it's exciting for us to be able to bring it to the smaller towns and give them what they want without having to travel so far for it.
And you guys have one team under your belt so far, if I remember correctly. I was chatting with Rob a little while ago. Two teams now.
Two teams.
I haven't gotten the most
teams
recent
and working
update.
on opening a third.
Excellent. You can have a rivalry now. So who are our first two teams? Can we get the names?
Yes. So the first two teams, so based out of New Glasgow, we have Krilling Spree.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
out of Truro, our most landlocked location is the Land Sharks, and incoming for Antigonish is going to be the Glam Clams.
Excellent, excellent.
And you got to give the charter team.
Oh, and of course. So all three home leagues, we're hoping will grow into their own proper teams, but the best of the best from all three go together to make the Moister Oysters.
I love it. This is the best all-star team name. I refuse to hear any other derby
It's a
team.
very visceral feeling when you hear Moister Oysters.
I feel like that's a good intimidator.
Exactly.
You need that really hard edge when you're going into a competition. Let folks know who they're messing with.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great because a lot of people hate the word moist, so when we're playing a team of people that makes uncomfortable, it gives us the edge.
Oh god, and then it feels like you've got the MC on your side all night long. Oh yeah, have to call you. Yeah.
What if the MC hates it? How uncomfortable is that going to be? And for the home team, visiting team, it's not what we're called.
The groan just gives us more strength.
I feel like the more exasperated that the MC gets, that's the power that you draw from.
What's funny with the MCs, you always get the extremes, right? They're either really hesitant to say the off-color names, and they do everything they can to skirt them, or give you the big groans before they're forced to, or they're so pumped to say it that they'll take every opportunity to be like, "Oh, our home team, the Moister Oyster." They'll give it that big
I love when you
twist
can
to
tell
it.
that someone is excited about their job like that.
It's like when you have a child and you let them curse once to tell you something that they heard and they're just so excited.
They take that running start towards it. Oh hey, your antivirus protection has expired. We should make sure that we're safe with the rest of the podcast here and not let any viruses in.
That's okay, we're unconnected online.
Okay, perfect.
It's our podcast condom.
Shit, we're going raw for the rest of this. Okay, gang, so with starting a new league, obviously you've got to do a lot of different kind of startup nights. You've done a couple of different crowdsourcing evenings to try and kind of get word out there, get folks familiar with the league. I have to ask, what has been the best turnout and like best evening that you've had so far, and what has been kind of the weirdest thing that's happened on one of these nights? What's gone sideways for you, or what has not felt as perfectly smooth?
So our very first run in Truro, we had these fantastic Facebook ads, posters, flyers. We ended up with about 30 people or so. We were in the Truro Brewing Co. It was absolutely bumping. So we went to do the exact same thing in New Glasgow. And I am terrible with technology, it turns out. So all of our best laid intentions didn't quite get the same. So we had this whole area seated off for just ourselves, looking rather impressive with our mountain of gear in the back. Sitting in the VIP.
I've amassed my small horde.
I thought for sure you were going to say the Truro Brew Co. was a bumpin' evening, but we had to deliver the bad news of getting kicked out of our space.
Oh my goodness, what a wild adventure. Yes,
that was an exciting day.
Booked a venue with the Truro College campus, and we were so excited about it. And that morning at 9 a.m., I got the unfortunate email that we wouldn't be able to practice there anymore on the night of our info night.
Where we're selling it to everyone.
Yeah.
After kind of, I don't want to say how many emails and phone calls, we managed to land the Stewiacke Community Center before the info night to give people something. But it was definitely kind of the final hour crunch moment of, checking the email twice and going, did I read that right? Am I dreaming? Is this a small nightmare? No.
Definitely a scramble. And we didn't want to go into the info night, with all these people excited to join and say like, hey, we have everything ready, but like you actually can't join.
Yeah. That's like a nightmare scenario. That'd be like, I'm coming from a background of being a comedian, so I feel like that'd be like you're going out to do a recruiting night. You're like, hey, we're going to do an open mic, but it's out in a park because we got kicked out of the bar.
Exactly.
Basically, we're selling you snake oil.
No, I swear, people will be able to roller skate eventually. You will learn derby.
So we were really happy to be able to make that pivot kind of in the final hour of waking up and getting through it. And on East Coast time.
Yes.
Yeah. The Stewiacke Community Center is actually an awesome venue, though. It's really great, and we've got so many sign-ups now. Getting a nice little team going, and everybody's learning really fast.
That's always fantastic too. When you see someone that like really takes to something like that, it's always exciting. I my day job. I work with a whole ton of like young students, so they're all really excited to learn stuff still, and they're not burned out on life. And when you like throw something new at someone that's like excited about it, and like you see them latch onto it like that, they learn it quick, and it's so fun to see them like just lock into the groove of it. Do you have any standout people that you like feel like you should shout out, and if they're listening right now would get excited about it, that you're like, ooh, they show promise? You want to like encourage anyone?
I would say, and I always have a soft spot, so all the people in their 20s, sorry about it, this won't apply to you, but I love seeing people in their late 40s, 50s decide, you know what, I'm going to get into roller derby.
Hell yeah.
I'm 51, and I think I'd like to learn how to roller skate. A lot of people, as they sort of approach their 60s and onwards, are like, I'm afraid of falling, trying something new. So I always have such a special place in my heart for the people who decide, no, let's do it now.
Step
this is my midlife crisis. Roller derby, let's go.
You want to drop any of the names?
I mean, Lola in particular, one of our new reps.
You gotta drop the derby names, though, because that's the...
Lola Palooza, so Lola for short, yes. An absolute dream, huge fan of the extra tall BAM, Bad Mama Jamma. And we do have some up and promising, really fun skaters, like Ham Bones.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if this will translate on a podcast, but...
For anyone that is listening to us and not watching the video feed, that is surely out there if you keep looking. What Basket just did was clapping their hands and slapping on her thighs to create like a ham boning maneuver. Talking about ham boning and about how folks get their roller derby names and how it comes kind of from personal experience. Do you guys want to get into that a little bit?
Absolutely. So like we were just talking about with ham boning, sometimes your name just finds you. There's nothing like doing ham boning for no reason whatsoever in a public place to earn yourself the name Ham Bones for life.
Yeah.
So some people choose their name. My mom chose my name. People call me Basket Case, Basket for short. My family all calls me Case. So they thought, Basket Case, everyone will call you Case. Incorrect. I've been Basket for over 8 years now. I love it.
And that's kind of the running joke with Derby names too, is you might pick the full name, but you're never going to get to pick how people shorten it down, and you're always going to get a nickname.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Bundy's. Oh, my goodness. So her name is...
Okay.
She's from the Bay of Fundy.
Oh,
so her
awesome.
name is Bay of Undies. And so she thought everyone would call her Bay. No, they call her Bundy's.
Which she loves, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
I feel like that is the perfect portmanteau for that name, though.
Yes.
It's the most express way to get through it.
A tainted shove gets taint.
Yes.
I feel like that would be on purpose.
Well, then you lean into it, because she has both a Derby name and a ref name. The refs get names as well. So she's got Tainted Shove and Taint My Problem.
She's just welcoming it at that point.
Yeah. I like steering into the skid with that. Okay, so what does yours get shorthanded to? You're obviously Smooth, right? Rev Robbie Smooth?
I don't know, guys. What am I like?
Coach Cranky Face.
I'm not that cranky.
Just every picture.
Every picture. Like the Pat Burns of roller derby. They caught him smiling once on camera and he got pissed off.
The next photo.
Yeah.
We'll have to see once we do a game and they get to experience the full Reverend Robbie Smooth, then they'll decide.
Your shorthand will emerge.
It's like, and it's not just been a roller derby thing. Like, that's one where the name finds you. It's something I got tagged with a long time ago from my friends. Like, well, Matt, you know, I do speaking as a thing in some aspects. So where I could talk and kind of be entertaining. Like, one of my friends once said that I sounded like one of those, like, preachers that you see on TV, just kind of funny, but, like, I'm not a dickhead like them. Everything, and I was pretty smooth with how I said things, so it kind of organically came Reverend Robbie Smooth.
There you go.
And okay, that's not the worst thing I've been called, so I went with it, and no one's ever shortened it up yet.
I'm so sorry, MK. I've forgotten your derby name.
Me?
Yeah, what
Domino
is
Carvey.
Domino Carvey. Okay,
Yeah.
and you, Domino? Yeah?
Typically, yeah. It's just based off of Domino Harvey, the bounty hunter.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm showing how little I know about the world. That's killer, though. That's fun.
So I went to the police academy for like my training, and I figured bounty hunter's kind of close to policing.
That feels pretty on the nose.
It's
I like
kind
it.
of badass. So yeah.
That is definitely cooler than becoming a cop. I feel like being a bounty hunter is always like a higher prestige.
A roller derby bounty hunter.
There are more shows about cops, but Dog's show gets more views for
That's
sure.
true, right? It's true. It's more scandalous.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she got into drugs really hard too, and then OD'd. So I mean, she's
Hell
extra
yes.
scandalous.
That is killer.
Yeah. Tell me got my number. Tell me got my number too. My number's 35, and that's when she killed herself.
Oh yeah.
So I just
You
was
gotta
like,
keep into the fiction. Yeah. Keep it all in the
Theme it
same
all
set. Yeah. And I'm so sorry, I've forgotten your roller derby name too.
Garlic Brad.
Garlic Brad. I'm going to try and commit this to memory. I admitted before we started rolling on this that I'm terrible with names, so I really should never host a podcast. I feel like, thank you for giving me this honor.
It's just nice to have a break.
Fair enough. You get shorthanded to Garlic, I'm assuming?
Yeah, ref names don't come up quite as much.
Fair enough,
It's
yeah.
more just like a for fun thing.
Yeah, you want to be in on the fun.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Does it get
also-
like printed on your jersey or anything anywhere?
Yes, so
Okay,
I
oh,
wear
yeah.
like, we call them zebra stripes, but it's a black and white striped jersey, and then on the back, just like the players have, we have name and number.
Okay, nice.
We also have a team name for our zebras so that they can join in the fun.
I like
They're
that.
the zebra muscles.
Oh, I love that.
There's a running theme here.
Yes. I originally came from Ontario. Like my hometown was right on a lake that was just infected with zebra mussels, so that feels close to home.
We are
I might have to
also
start
invasive species of Ontarians, Brad and myself. So
We're invasive
Oh, you guys are also
species too.
secret Ontarians too.
yes.
Excellent. Whenever I introduce myself at a stand-up show, I have people introduce me as from Ontario and deeply ashamed of it because it's an easy laugh out here.
Such a contrast, because like the guy that hosts a lot of the shows that we do, James, he's like, he calls himself your Ontario neighbor. Like, he wears like a
I saw that.
badge of pride.
badge of
Yeah.
pride, and
Yeah.
Matt's like, I'm ashamed of where I'm from.
I've been here 4 years. I understand how bad it is that I came from where I am.
And if you don't, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I promise I don't have enough money to sway the economy. I came here because of those swaying. So, when you guys are starting out with a roller league, you obviously have a lot of folks that are coming from a background of not knowing roller derby, like myself here. I am so glad to have heard at least one of you say skate at some point in the evening, because when I said that early on, I was like, oh fuck, is that a faux pas? So is there anything that like newcomers to roller derby should know getting in if they don't want to like step into a really obvious trap that'll like point out that they're a newcomer? I know like some folks like getting involved with something but want to know some of those like initial hurdles so that they can look like they know what they're doing a little bit.
The one that jumps to mind for me right away is safety gear, actually.
Okay.
You would think, like, we went to a roller disco not too long ago, and you'd think, like, oh, somebody fully decked out in all the safety gear, you know, the wrist guards, the knee pads, everything, you'd peg them as a newbie, but it's actually kind of the opposite.
Okay.
The hardcore skaters know that when you're going fast, you're gonna take some heavy tumbles.
Yeah.
And you want all that safety gear on you.
Falling sucks. It really does.
Okay, that's a good first rule. Don't look like a hero, bring your gear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The newbies
Wear
the ones
your-
not wearing anything.
Yes. That makes sense.
So we actually have a process for introducing people to roller derby. So they
Awesome.
start with a 10-week learn to skate program. We do an off skates portion where we help you sort of build up some of the conditioning, the balance, all the things that will help you when you're on skates. Then we teach you a little bit about the game with sock derby, as we call it, where you're wearing all of your gear except for your skates. You're wearing your shoes. So we teach you about the positions, the formations. Then we spend the rest of the time on skates, teaching you how to stop, how to move, build that comfort up. And then the next 10 weeks is what we call derby fundamentals, where now we learn how to hit each other. So now that you're standing around on your own just fine, now we're going to get you to skate with people, hit each other, and then by the end of that, then you graduate into leagues where we start going to scrimmaging and games and building from there. But we like to walk people right through the whole process the entire way. So walking into the door, you don't need to have any prior skating experience whatsoever to go from completely new to awesome derby person in about 3 or 4 months.
Excellent. That's honestly the best like thing that you can do for anyone that's getting into something. Like the more that I talk with you guys, the more that I want to start getting involved in this. And I was just telling Rob I'd wrapped up stuff and like gotten free time back, so I shouldn't be doing more things. I need to start trying.
That's the awesome thing about derby is no matter who you are, there's a way to get involved. There's a way to get involved as a skater, as a ref, as a skating official, a non-skating official, even just helping us run these big exciting games, announcers, fans, people to help us man tickets. There's a great way to get the whole community and people involved with just an awesome, uplifting activity where everyone is their own little superhero on skates.
Excellent.
And like she's highlighting, there are a lot of roles that need to be filled outside of just the expected ones, like being a player on the track. These games don't happen without all these support staff individuals involved, so we're always happy to have people excited and wanting to join the league in whatever position they see themselves in, because we can always use more help.
Yeah, it's 7 referees just for a game. So you really do need a lot of people that aren't just your typical players.
And you need timekeepers, like plural. You need someone to track the game, track penalties, all these things.
Shit,
Like
okay.
I started out tracking penalties as a non-skating official, and that's how I got into the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think that the numbers actually end out being about the same amount of support staff to skaters for a game to happen. So you need 15 skaters per team for a full line, and then you probably need like 25 support staff, and that's all the NSOs, refs.
Even just somebody running the sound and the scorekeeping and everything like that just takes so many bodies, so many hands on.
MCs and things of that nature too.
There's a lot of ways to get involved, folks. Yes. So, speaking of positions, I'm going to steer us back to how do you refer to it?
track.
On the track? Track? Okay, I was going to say rink, and I knew that was wrong.
It was really hard for me not to come up with some just made-up word for you. Just let you roll with it for about 10
The
minutes.
flume, Matt.
Yeah.
The flume.
Do you not know what a flume is, you uncultured swine?
Trust us.
Track the oval. Yes.
Okay, so on the oval on the track, I don't know what any of those positions are. The closest that I've ever come to roller derby is y'all, and then before that I had a friend who did it in high school, and I knew her position, but I have forgotten it at this point in my life. So what are the different positions on a team?
So at any one given moment, the game is broken into a bunch of jams. So each team fields 5 skaters. 4 of them are blockers, and 1 of them is the jammer. You know which one the jammer is because they have a star helmet cover that goes over top of their helmet. So anyone can look out and see that's the star, that's the jammer. The jammer is the point scorer for your team, and they score points by passing the opposing blockers. There is no ball, you are the ball. So both teams have their very own jammer that can go around and score points.
Okay.
Ideally, you want your jammer to get out first, score as many points as possible, and the jammer can end the jam early. So each jam either goes 2 minutes, or if the lead jammer repeatedly taps their hips and calls it off.
Okay.
So some of the scores of these games can go well into the hundreds, and you're going many, many jams for two 30-minute periods.
Okay, so very similar to kind of like a half system in soccer, but like with a scoring points level of basketball.
Yes, exactly.
That's insane.
Yes,
That's
it's
awesome.
a lot of points, a lot of jams, and at each jam, you have the opportunity to switch out your skaters.
Okay.
So that's when you see the blockers will switch, the jammers will switch. So each team has 15 people on their bench, but up to 5 people on the track at once.
So they would have lines like hockey.
Yeah, typically how many lines do you have? Like how many jammers would you have on your team?
You have about 3 lines. You get
Okay.
15 skaters that you can divide up. You might carry like 3 jammers, 3 lines of 4 for blocking.
Yeah.
You can alternate those out. You also have what you call like a power line, which if you watch hockey would be like your power play unit.
Okay, so when you need someone clutch
If the jammer on the other team gets a penalty,
that's when you break out.
oh yeah.
Rack up a
Sometimes
big
you
number
want
of
to start
scores.
strong too and get
Yeah.
a bunch of points right off the gate. So
Gotta get lead wind.
yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of strategy to putting your power line out multiple times when they're just starting off, so they're fresh.
Fair. Okay.
Gain a bunch of points and put out the lines line by line with the mix on them.
God, now I want to get you guys into strategy, but I also don't want to give away your strategy to other teams in the league because this is very interesting. I've always been really fascinated by like sports where they have strategies like this, where you can kind of see like there's a really clear, easy objective, but there's a ton of different ways that you can accomplish this, and like just that lapping system is very cool
It's
because
very
like
fun.
yeah.
And something you might like, and this is always kind of a strategy thing, but also just a fun thing about the sport, is there isn't really a preferred body type. So sometimes you'll see a jammer that's very short and fast and nimble and hard to find. And then other people, there's a famous jammer just named Freight Train, who just barrels straight through you like a freight train. So there really is no advantage, big, small, tall. Everything has its own advantages. So you'll watch even, say, 3 different jammers on a team, and they all might play very differently. Some blockers who you think you should knock them over. Jamie comes to mind from Avon. She looks like she must only weigh 100 pounds, but somehow she's like this immovable rod. She's just there, and you're like, what's going on? Why am I stopped on you? You look so... Why can't I get you over?
The anchor.
What is going on?
Yeah, you're better off to pick her up and move her than to actually run into her.
You're coming with me for a moment.
Yeah.
And then
Put her in
people
your
like
arm.
who you know will be a brick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like a brick wall is a brick wall.
Reads like the book that is written. Yeah. Who is like the most formidable person that you think you have in the league right now? Who's the person to watch that's like your brick or something?
It's probably MK.
Okay.
I think MKs are.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
There's a gun show going on.
Yes, I've heard the gains have been made.
Yeah. I'm like Mighty Mouse, right? I'm really tiny.
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
strong.
Low center of mass, hard to move.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What do you guys find is like the most important thing to focus on when you're like first training for roller derby? If someone's like trying to get really serious with it, what should they be focusing on for development?
I would say just build your fundamentals first.
Okay.
Like I tell all the skaters at our practices and I learn to skate, just worry about getting things right. And then once you get them right, you'll get good.
Okay.
And then once you start mastering all these skills, then you kind of define what kind of skater you're going to be. Are you going to be that freight train, or are you going to be that jukey one that's back and forth all over the place?
Watching,
like,
defending,
disappearing like a horror movie killer, like at some point. So yeah, it's just really get those fundamentals down and don't get discouraged. Everyone learns at their own pace, and everyone's a different skater.
Okay.
Watch derby too. If you can watch it online a little bit, you kind of get the idea of the gameplay a little bit more. You get to visualize it, and visualization sometimes helps big time for gameplay. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Getting to see like different play styles, I feel like, is the biggest thing with this.
Yeah.
And as we've mentioned, it's not easy to get out there and play yet in the area. So like being able to watch some stuff ahead of time. Yeah.
Definitely. My other number one advice for most people too getting started with anything kind of new and different is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You're gonna have to strap wheels on your feet. That's not going to be comfortable right away, but that's okay. Learning how to shift your weight, do these maneuvers, all these things, the more things that you keep conquering, the more you can just keep doing. So I find in the beginning, if people can get into that mindset of overcoming obstacles, it doesn't just help you in derby, it sort of unlocks so many more things for you, and you realize you are unstoppable. And once you start doing that, there's really nothing that gets in your way from going from no skating, roller derby champ.
One of the things we do teach people right off the hop is how to fall, because you are going to fall.
It's like, I feel like that's like a part of any sport where you're like anything where there's contact, you have to be prepared for like a hit. You have to be prepared to fall, and there's a safe way to do it and a not safe way to do it.
Exactly.
I used to skateboard, and so like I've broken my kneecap, and I've learned how to not break my kneecap.
Was it by stopping the skateboard activities?
Yes, yeah, that's actually the easiest way to not break your kneecap.
Well, it's always a little jarring for people when they first start. Whenever we do our first session of Learn to Skate, almost guaranteed someone takes a bad fall. It's just, like you're saying, part of the sport. And it's a bit of a coin flip whether they come back after that or not. But those who do come back from a bad fall are into it. They're dedicated. And we always try to encourage people to push through some of those discomforts and, you know, a little bit of trauma from falling. But it is just part of the experience, right?
Yeah, you gotta shake it off and get back. Like, you're gonna fall in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I feel like it's a good chance for us right now. We're about like kind of 30 minutes into the podcast here. There are certain things that I feel like I should bring to the table because there is a segment that Rob does on every episode here, and I feel like it's a good chance for us to crack it out here. It's time for our 5 dumb questions of the week.
It's called 5 stupid questions.
5 stupid
And your lead-in sucked.
Well, hey, I'm a guest host.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it more abruptly this time.
Okay, here, I'm gonna coach you through this.
Okay.
So, Lobster Hub Rollers.
Okay. Lobster Hub Rollers.
In life,
In life,
we are told.
that there are no stupid questions.
No stupid
There are
questions.
dumb questions, apparently, but
No
there are
stupid
no
questions.
stupid questions. None of them. However,
You are about to be faced with 5 of them.
you are about to be faced with 5 of them.
Fuck, you nailed that. Oh, man.
Nailed it in one. Thank you so much. Thanks, Rob. I don't think anyone will know that you helped me through that. So I have my 5 stupid questions here. We're going to just jump right into it. If you were a drug, which one would you be?
This is a much harder question.
Yeah, this
This
is
A drug? Is that what you
Yes,
said?
if you
I'm
were a drug.
obviously an indica.
There you go. There you go.
I'm definitely probably some kind of psychedelic mushroom.
Hell yes.
The energy you have, you are definitely cocaine.
I'm gonna just throw it there. I'll be Molly.
Fair.
Always
You
trying to
feel
be positive, just
Yeah.
vibing.
good vibes, good chill vibes.
I would definitely be mushrooms, because, like, my experience with mushrooms,
wanted-
maybe you're going to have a good trip, maybe you're going to have a bad trip. I don't know, but we're going to find out.
It's one of those dice rolls.
Yeah.
Hell
Rob was
yeah.
just jealous and wanted mushrooms. That's why you're not allowed to have it.
Wait a minute, that was what I had.
No, you've never seen me on a good or bad mushroom trip, and you're welcome for that.
Okay, I'm hoping that at least 2 of you at the table get this reference because I know that 2 of you have kids. If you could change your fate, would ye? If you could change your fate, would
Is
you?
this a Braveheart reference?
Close. It's a Disney's Brave reference.
Oh, so close.
I forgot the name of that movie.
If you could change your fate, would you? It's a lot of power to have.
It's true.
Do I get, like, foresight before I get to decide?
No, you gotta just change your fate and make the called shot.
I think I'll just play the hand I'm dealt.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with that too. We just finished Fall of House of Usher, and that didn't seem to go so well for them.
Fair enough. Yeah, they did pick their fate and it did not turn out well.
I think I'm pretty happy with where I'm at now, so wouldn't want to risk changing it too much. Gotta live life with no regrets.
Fair.
I mean, you want a roller derby league, you start a roller derby league. So I feel like I've made all
You're
the right
already
choices.
changing your fate. Yeah. Okay. Which decade has objectively the worst music and why?
I'd say current.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd say current. Have you ever been in the waiting lobby of a Fortnite round, listened to what they use for emotes?
Oh god,
I am surprised to hear how many Fortnite lobbies you're sitting in.
Too many.
too many.
Funny because, like, our kids got us into playing, and now they
Fair.
don't play
They
with us.
quit and we continue on.
Their brains are still young and adaptable. You guys got hooked by that addictive color. I feel you. I felt
Maybe
like
I
the
would
same thing.
change my fate and think.
I got just a good number of skins, Matt. Stop shaming me.
All right, we answered. Go on to them. I'm feeling bad about myself.
I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of disco, so I guess I'm gonna say like 70s. Not a
fair
fan.
enough.
Not a fan.
Wow.
As an owner of an afro, I understand, but I'm disappointed.
This time style's fine. I just don't love the music.
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I know I like the 70s. I like the 80s. I think the 90s still have something going for them, which must mean around 2000s is where it must start to get.
Starts
but
to
I like
fall
early
off.
2000s, so maybe it's
The millennium was a good time for good time in our lives.
no, maybe like 2010 to 2020. An oddly specific range.
I was gonna say that's current, but it's not even.
It's not even
Right.
current anymore.
Like in the era of the worst bro country of all time, like just
True.
frat boy country music, I can't stand.
Yeah.
Like if I actually saw Luke Bryan walking by here, I would excuse myself and punch him in the face. And I know like everyone's like, oh, that's a fun exaggeration. No, I would actually punch him in the face and face the consequences.
And really, like, I've never heard her music, but, like, if I hear another word about Melanie Martinez, I might actually off myself.
Okay. Oh, this is actually a good one following the fighting Luke Bryant and fighting Melanie Martinez moment here. Would you rather fight an actual giant tiger or all of the people currently in Giant Tiger?
Wait, Giant
Including
Tiger
staff.
here?
Yeah, the one in town, including staff, including shoppers.
I'll
One
take
giant-
them on. I'll take them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is 10 a.m. on a Saturday. I feel like that is a bustling time at Giant Tiger in my mind. A lot of those folks are trying to get in, get their shopping done so they can still have a weekend.
Can we wait till, like, Tuesday where Valley Village has their seniors day
There
and
we
they're just kind of going over to Giant Tiger?
You know what? I'll allow it.
yeah.
If it's senior peak hour, I'll still
Senior peak hour
It
on
has
a
to either be
Tuesday.
now or senior peak hour. Giant Tiger or all the people inside
You're a
of Giant
monster.
Tiger.
You're a monster.
Oh, Giant Tiger.
I'll take on 50 seniors. I got this.
And staff, and there's still going to be some youngs.
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
they're trapped there. They have to fight you.
See, I feel like the giant tiger, the actual giant tiger, would be kinder on me because I think I'm losing this fight either way. So which way do I want to go down? Swiftly with a cut to the neck, or getting trampled by?
But think of all the tools you could use in Giant Tiger for shopping
Okay,
carts at
either
people.
way, you're
in the
fighting
giant
inside
tiger.
of the Giant Tiger.
Oh,
You're fighting a Giant
that's a
Tiger
nice
in
term.
Giant Tiger, or you're fighting the shoppers and staff of Giant Tiger in Giant.
How giant is this tiger?
Okay, I'm gonna say twice the
Siberian?
size of a regular tiger.
Siberian.
Twice the size.
It's a
Yeah.
pretty big
That is
tiger.
pretty
I'd
big.
consider that giant.
Yeah, I think I want my death to be swift, so I'm gonna go with the giant
Actual
tiger.
literal
Yeah.
Giant Tiger. Okay.
What are you going with, Robbie Smooth?
I'm fighting the people because you know what? I know I'm taking out a few of them before I eventually go down, and so there will be people left to tell the story. At the time, I took on an entire story and fought
legends.
valiantly, and they'd be like, "I don't know why he did it. He just went crazy."
Now I have good news. 3 of you chose to fight the people in Giant Tiger. That means we're going down to Giant Tiger. We're gonna take the podcast on the road.
Well, with the 3 of us, we might have a chance.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
I guess
After that, I have contacted Siegfried and Royd's estate. Okay, no, yeah. Any other thoughts on Giant Tiger? I feel like that was my best question, so I want to dwell on this a little longer.
that question was great.
Thank you very much for referencing my favorite furry. Okay, this is a good one. What is the hardest nursery rhyme? Your interpretation of hardest. It can either be difficulty, it can be like, what's the most gangster nursery rhyme?
You know what one I hate the most is Hey Diddle Diddle. Have you
Okay.
actually listened to the words in
I
that?
have not paid attention to it. Please fill us in.
It's Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat in the fiddle,
Then in the fiddle?
and the fiddle.
Okay.
The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such fun. And the dish ran away with the spoon.
What?
Does that not seem like the weirdest thing in the world?
What fever dream is
Right?
this? This parent just has like
I hate
scarlet
it.
fever. They're tucking their kid. Hey, diddle diddle.
This goes back to our question about what drug would you be?
I, of course, would be scarlet fever, my favorite drug. No, that is absolutely insane. I'll take that answer. That is a hard nursery rhyme for just the factor of non sequiturs.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob, what do you got? What's the hardest nursery rhyme?
I don't even think I know many nursery rhymes.
You do so. You have a 2-year-old.
Dig deep. There's somewhere in there.
I would say Old Mother Hubbard, but the Andrew Dice Clay version.
Fair enough. I have not heard this, but I will. Knowing it's an Andrew Dice Clay bit, I do acknowledge that this is probably a hard version
And
of
the
this
reason
nursery
it's,
rhyme.
and the reason it's the hard one is because I find it hilarious. So when reciting it to a kid, it's really hard not to branch out in that direction.
Fair.
So it's an exercise in self-control, which I hate.
One of the odd times that you have to take some active meditation.
Okay, stop bugging me about it now.
Okay. Hardest nursery rhymes. What are we
kids
thinking,
here,
Garlic?
so it's been a while since I've had
Fair
to
enough.
think about it. Do tongue twisters count?
I'll take it, yeah.
Oh, I should steal this before Brad does. Is it
Yeah.
she sells seashells?
No, you can have
Okay,
that.
I'll take that one because you can hear me
Yeah.
even just trying to say it. I cannot.
Yes, completely fair. She Sells Seashells has haunted me for my entire life as a young theater kid. I hated that, especially as a young theater kid with a former stutter. I worked hard on that shit to get rid of it.
See, I consider myself knowing like 0.9 of a language. I wouldn't say I quite got English down as my one, so I
feel
don't exactly
you.
enunciate. So the she sells, no, that's where
There we
that's
go.
getting to.
A perfect example of 2 words in.
For me, it's black bug's blood.
Ooh.
It's deceptively difficult. It's only 3 words. You'd think it would be easy, but you say it 3 times fast, and it's just
bugs
bleh.
blood, black bugs blood, black bugs blood, black bugs blood, black bugs blood.
You have to
We're not
like
getting
really
faster.
focus on it. Though.
For anyone,
First time, go check out.
That's one.
again, for anyone that's not watching the video of the stream, Rob's eyes just went completely black as he did that. I don't know how you did that. Okay, that is officially the 5 stupid questions that I had for this. I did prepare extras in case any of these didn't make the cut, so I have some other ones that veer off into another direction. I figured just in case I wanted to be safe. I didn't know if the drugs one would be safe on this one. 'Cause, yeah,
How many extras do you got?
I have 2 extras actually, only 2.
Oh.
The other one was what Halloween candy makes you the angriest? We just came out of spooky season here. I know that makes a lot of people angry, so I'm hoping to prime that thought place.
Kisses.
The Halloween kisses.
I agree. It's always the weirdest when you go trick or treat and they lean in. There's
That voice that you heard in the background, that was Paul that owns Curious Crow. He was a former derby coach. He coached the same team I did. He walked so I could walk slower years later.
Thank you very much, Paul, for giving us the space again.
Oh, no problem.
You know what I hate though, and like it's like a full size thing, so I probably shouldn't really hate it. And I complained about this recently. But is any of the bars that you open the plastic and they have like a little cardboard thing underneath it? Like, why the frig would you do that? And I get it for like Reese's peanut butter cups because
Yeah,
there's
because
3.
like, and they're like irregular shapes.
Yes,
yeah.
but like a Mr. Big, why the hell do you do that? You are
fair.
congealed into one piece.
Yeah.
You do not need this stupid little flimsy piece of cardboard underneath.
I feel like especially a Mr. Big, there's a lot of structural integrity to that bar.
Right.
There's a lot of there's a solid core to it.
That shit's stuck together.
Yeah. Twix is, I feel like, another one that does
Yeah.
that. That's just dumb. It's like you're only 2 bars. There's nothing
Unnecessary.
special otherwise. What is the angriest inducing Halloween candy?
When I trick or treated, it was actually cans of soda because those are heavy, man.
They are.
Completely
I
fair.
got a sack of candy already. I still got a couple miles to walk. I don't want to
Yeah.
be carrying around aluminum cans of soda. And by the time I get them home anyway, they're so shaken up that I can't actually
Yes.
consume
Yes.
it.
You're like sitting there staring at it, and you see the top of it bowed out. You're like, I know what that means, but I want the Dr. Pepper.
Like it was free. I'm gonna drink it,
Yeah.
but it's gonna explode.
You brought back a visceral memory for me that I feel like I repressed because, like, when I was a kid, I lived in a cul-de-sac, and 2 doors down on the Halloween candy route was someone that gave out cans of soda. And like for the first 3 years that they did it, my young dumb brain never connected that I was so close to home that I could have just dropped that shit off. So I'd bring it the whole way. Like, why did I do that? Okay, what is the Halloween candy that makes you the angriest?
Probably anything to do with lollipops, just because I'm kind of a hater on any of those like sticky,
Completely
chewy,
fair.
gummy, especially if they have like a lollipop exterior and then like that weird
Tootsie Roll.
The Tootsie
roll.
Roll.
And I'm like, God, do I risk it? Do I risk trying to have some of the exterior and then have that Tootsie center for a thing I didn't even want anyways?
That was always the most visceral change too, because it's a fruit lollipop right up until it's the weirdest chocolate flavor you've ever had.
I remember my friend actually wondering like if he could lick and get to the Tootsie Roll center in high school, and he did. But if you ever like notice, like it's when it changes, you got the hard candy, and then there's like an opening which leaves an edge.
Yeah,
And he was
it's like a
licking,
sharp
and he like
edge. It's like a
scraped his
knife.
tongue. And,
Yeah,
It'll hurt you.
yeah.
Yeah.
the only candy that can shave taste buds.
Oh yeah, he suffered.
The one that always, like, again, another really kind of full-sized candy, so I don't know why it bothers me so much, but gobstoppers, they just take so
yes.
long, and it's like, it's so much sugar that has one
And my
note.
tongue would bleed from those too, just from from the
They're just burnout. Yeah. I feel like they do turn into a sandpaper of a sort too. There's something about that kind of
texture's
candy.
weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad about how many full-size things made it into our list because they're always fabled as a kid, and then you get older and you're like, they're not that good.
Yeah.
Now, I will say the
fun-size
fun-size
chocolates are where it's at.
Yeah, you get to try a lot of different flavors that evening. You're not like bogged down with like one peanut thing for the rest of the night.
See, the problem is you say this evening. We went through so many boxes preparing for Halloween.
You know, you're at the
Completely
grocery
fair.
store and you're like, well, we got to buy Halloween candy. So you
Yeah.
buy the fun-size box because you know they're the best.
Yeah, I
and
gotta
then it
stock
sits
up.
on your counter and you're like, well,
just
it's
a
right
few.
there.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them, so a few of them can't hurt.
I got
Suddenly-
120. Surely there's enough for the... And then it's gone.
And then it's gone. And 5 pounds later, I'm going, how did this happen? This happened.
Lowering my center of gravity for Derby.
I only had 100 fun-size candies. I wouldn't eat a full-size one. No, but they're fun-size.
Yeah, full-size, one single full-size is too much, but 120 fun-size?
That's like basically no calories. They're fun size. They don't count.
They're so small.
I did the thing where like I purposely bought stuff I wasn't going to eat and then didn't get any trick-or-treaters. So now I'm stuck with all this candy. I don't really like that much, the mediocre shit.
See, we tiered ours.
Fair.
We had all the Smarties and stuff like that on the front. And then as you get lower down, you get into like the Cadburys and stuff like
dots.
that. Hoping that they'll just grab from the top and whatever remains will be ours.
Yeah, the
There you
good
go.
shit's on the
Yeah.
bottom. Smart.
I just
There you
look at the
go.
candy that I bought that I didn't want, that I didn't give away, and I'm just like, I guess.
Yeah.
That is the one saving grace of having like a whole team of young students. That is, I just bring in all my spare candy and I'm like, good, you're paying attention in the meeting.
I brought a big bag of candy to work, and I put it in our, because like we do construction, so we travel around a lot from site to site, and I just left the bag in the truck, and I think my boss stole it, because the next day the guy's like, did you take your candy? I was like, no, I left it, it's our candy. Well, it's gone.
Where did it go?
Give me my fucking candy back, Terry. Give me our candy back.
Speaking of something going missing and not having it and feeling sad about that, would you rather have use of lighters but never get to eat French fries again, or have French fries but never be able to use a lighter again?
Oh.
This includes barbecue lighters. This includes like any kind of
I'll use
lighter.
matches.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's the easy workaround, but I didn't know whether it's too cumbersome. I mean, you got to keep buying matches. You got to
So
keep
we
buying
actually have
lighters.
They give them away for
grill,
free
so,
most
I mean, we're
places.
Fair
set.
enough.
Gas stations, strip clubs, gas stations.
That is the only places I go to as well. Work, gas stations, and strip clubs. I sleep at a strip club, actually.
Just go there during the buffet.
Yeah. It's the best time to get food, you know? Good
And food
wings.
poisoning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Never been thinner than when I'm on my strip club grind.
Yeah, I've bulked a bit, now I gotta cut some weight, so...
Straight to the strip club.
Gotta strip it down.
Ooh, they've got Thai today.
Oh, hell yeah. Fish tacos. This is going to go right through me. I like it when they theme the food. Okay, this is still a comedy podcast, so I've got to keep it into a funny territory. What is the funniest story you have from your time being a derby person? Each of you guys has a different amount of time that you've been with the league, but what is the funniest thing that has happened to you in that time? I feel like we should... I keep like turning to Basket because you're across the table from me, so I'm gonna turn and start things with Domino this time. Domino, what you got for us?
I need a minute. I'm trying to
Rev.
figure it out.
Go, Brad, go, Brad.
Brad,
Go,
Brad.
Brad.
I've been in Derby the least amount of time.
Perfect.
So you have
Yours
the
doesn't
least
have to be
amount
as
draw from.
impressive.
You can just,
Yeah.
I can go over all these incidents in my head while they're pondering.
You know what? I have one.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Basket.
I'm ready.
you.
I'm on it.
This is what I was trying to avoid. Oh no.
So when I was first learning to play, we were in an unheated arena.
Oh,
so everyone's got on all of these layers, and you're trying to see who's on the black team and who's on the white team. So our team had these little tiny pennies. So here I am. I see a giant black sweater. I don't notice the little white penny on it. So this was back when I was a jammer. So I thought, oh, good. Bam has saved me the line. How kind of her. I'm going to try to skate by. I was skating by as though this was my best friend in the entire world, and she would never do anything to hurt me because she's on my team. I have never been so wrong. I didn't just get knocked on the ground. I got knocked down about a solid 10 feet away from where I started. And because I thought she was my friend, I actually grabbed onto her hips. So
What are you doing?
so not only did she send me for the ride of my life that I was not expecting, I also got a penalty. So while laying there on the ground contemplating what just happened to me, who am I, where am I see the ref Deuce staring down at me going, black 094, forearms as I try to crawl off.
I need
Towards
this
the
penalty to
penalty box.
recover and think of what I've done.
Wondering what just happened. Who hit me? What?
Why did they
Not on my
hit me?
team? Oh, the betrayal. And I was just a wee baby jammer at the time. And I was wearing my pillowcase of a jersey because I didn't have my own jersey yet. Looking like the sweetest little Bambi.
A rented number.
One of my early impressions, and still probably one of the funnier things to happen to me, and the furthest I've ever gone flying.
I feel like I can relate to that. Like there is a moment as someone who has always been a little bit on the thin side that you feel like you're out there playing like backyard football or something, and someone twice your size just comes in. You're like, this is not rec league. I'm not used to it.
I was not prepared.
I was not ready for this.
So one funny thing that often happens in Derby is you're holding on to each other as a brace, right? So you're trying to stabilize one another, and sometimes people get so into it that they start to dig with their fingers a little bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it leaves very unfortunate bruises in pretty obvious places.
Very hand-shaped bruises.
Yes, it starts getting all sorts of awkward questions after the fact, and you have to promise it's just from Derby and everything's cool.
Consensual.
But the way that we solve this is also very funny, where you bring in a pair of oven mitts for people because they can't be trusted to do what we call oven mitt hands, where you forget you have fingers, so you have to force them to have oven mitt hands to not hurt our friends, right?
Nothing makes you look fierce like skating around. It's true.
Okay, Michelin Man.
You go from figurative oven mitt hands to literal oven mitt hands.
So, someone's having a good day when we break out the oven mitts of shame.
Or the sponges, so that people stop letting their elbows come out like chicken wings. They gotta put the sponges right in the
Keep them up,
They
keep them
gotta
in.
stick like this.
We did like the long socks one time, like way back in the day. One of the girls was doing forearms way too much, so we just tied her arms with long socks, which is extremely dangerous because if you fall, you're going on your face. Catch yourself at all.
Fair.
I guess my funniest thing would be like when I first started too, I had skates that were just slightly too small for me, but I paid like $20 on eBay for them.
Yeah, you want like you don't want to invest too much when you're first getting
Exactly,
in.
right? So, like, for the first long while, everybody just thought I was a super shitty skater, which, I mean, you're just starting out, so I guess it makes sense anyways. So, yeah, my ankles would twist and flop around all funny. I'd fall all the time. I wouldn't be able to go fast. And then I finally got new skates, and I was like whole new derby player. I was so much better. I passed all my minimum skills. Things were going great. I finally got my certificate saying that I could be on the team. And at the time, our captain was named Goldie Latouche, and she said, honestly, MK, I thought that you might have had polio when you first started. I legitimately said to the other players, I think she has something wrong, like polio or something. I think she's recovered from that. And that's what's wrong, is that she's had this and her legs just don't work quite the way everyone else's do. So that she actually thought that I had polio somehow.
She was gonna start a GoFundMe.
Yes. Until I got my new skates, which made the whole difference. But yeah, that was something she thought.
Oh my god. I feel like we're both lucky and unlucky that your name is Domino because it's so close to polio, and now I kind of wish.
Right?
That is, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I feel like that's a fair learning point. You can definitely like kind of get yourself some beginner skates, but once you know that you want to commit to it, get the right
Get
the right size.
Like, you just trace your foot and measure it and tell whoever you're buying them. Yeah, get it really good because they make a difference.
Fair.
They cure polio apparently. So good skates cure polio.
Another roller derby miracle.
Right.
Please tell me you reviewed the shop that made them. They've cured my skate polio. My skate rickets have improved incredibly.
Yeah, they actually, she did. Now they run like this evangelical like television where they like try to cure people with the skates. It hasn't worked since. But
Yeah. They got that one guy with skate lupus that they're really invested in. Different skate versions of old-timey sicknesses.
yeah, I guess mine would be when I first got into the game, I was a NSO non-skating official.
Yeah.
And I was tracking penalties. So as the players skate to the penalty box, I have to keep track of the penalties because if you get so many, you're gone.
Yeah.
So the team that I traveled with, I had a good game, so we went out to have a few celebratory drinks that night. And yes, I was celebrating with them, but I was non-biased as a penalty tracker because counting is something that you can't really be biased about.
Numbers are facts.
Unless you're counting like an election or something somewhere. But that's a different podcast.
As a former election poll counter, I can confirm that we do fudge the number. No, it's real fast and loose, and we don't really care that much.
But we were having a few drinks, and one of the skaters walked up to me and was like, "You should buy me a drink." And I was like, "How about you say please?" She said, "How about I skate by you all day in a pair of booty shorts?" So I just bought her a whiskey sour. And now, a decade later, I'm going to marry her.
That's very sweet. I like that. That's a good meet cute. You guys got a fun one.
I'm happy with how that turned out.
It's good. You need someone with the confidence to come up to you like that. I feel like, MK, you are a really good match for Rob's energy.
I did not have that confidence. That was because I already had a couple drinks, but I was like,
Hey,
I'm
whatever
going for
gets
it.
you there.
I still had to wait 7 years to land them, though.
Fair enough. Sometimes we play the long con.
Right?
All of it together within.
We actually, all four of us have a fun thing, though, that I think we all can relate to.
Yeah.
Which is, we're huge fans of the 80s roller games. They've got alligators and a figure-8 track, and sure enough, Rob from Another Life, the skull,
It's true.
is there.
It's Rob's long lost
No
father
joke.
for sure.
And I don't
Oh my
think
God,
I've
I
ever
love
laughed
it.
quite so hard as seeing our coach and seeing this coach from the 80s, same facial hair,
Same head
the
shape, and
aviators and everything.
Like the same, like the denim jacket aesthetic that I wear when I coach. Like I've got all the patches on it for like Derby and the team, and like
It's one of those situations where we're not entirely convinced that if you go 88 miles per hour, your shoes won't like transport you back in time to this.
And I think in our little group chat we have for organizing thing that's made me laugh the absolute hardest was the shot by shot Rob did of the skull and himself as a coach looking 1-to-1. Like,
I love that.
That's him in the front there.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Holy shit.
we will post this on the gram.
I think the only difference between Rob and this photo is the amount of smoke around you right now.
but just right now.
Yeah, and it's just a current problem. Otherwise, this is one like, holy shit, that man is you.
Yeah.
And it was completely like they found it and showed me. Like it wasn't like I was
Yeah.
trying to model myself after what this guy like.
It's just
love
that
that.
it's his long lost dad.
Yeah, completely fair. I understand. I definitely modeled myself after Bob Ross, but I can understand looking like
And for those of you who are listening, if you haven't heard of roller games before, go Google it right now. It's all on YouTube.
That sounds.
It's
So
sick.
fun.
Yeah, I need to watch this. That's the most insane
yes.
roller derby
And
thing
it's
I've
got
ever heard
Stephen
of.
Miller, all of the kind of original OGs
Big
of
names.
badass roller derby. It is
Hell
so
yeah.
And they're
fun.
so brutal.
Oh my gosh, like the WWE on skates. I'm obsessed.
How do we not have like one of those like fucking reboot biopics
I
about this
know.
league at this point? Like Glow did amazingly. I love that whole series. I need this for this roller derby series. Roller games sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They should just bring it back. We should bring. I wonder if they'll sell it. Like they're not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
If they'll sell
If
it,
the copyright
yes.
has the copyright lapsed on it where you can just like swoop in and buy it.
All right.
Or is it copyright in Canada? Oh my god, I love it. The 1-to-1 is really good too because
Yes.
the oh my god, even the denim jacket is
That's
1-to-1.
sunglasses,
The
everything.
sun
It never makes
yeah.
me not
Yes.
laugh every time I
Holy
see it.
shit. We need to get you those leather bracers though. I need you to look more like you front a metal band from the 80s. Like, and it's not that far. You are still very close. The other thing that I promised Rob that I would bring to the table today is a new segment that would keep the podcast feeling a little novel, a little different, because there's a guest host here. And I figured I would theme it around something that is very topical. So I looked up a directory of teams that are in the Maritimes. I have selected a number of names of small teams from different roller derby leagues throughout the Maritime provinces. I'm going to give you their name, and I want you to guess which province they're from. Bonus points if you can get a city. Actually, no bonus points if you can get a city, because Matt didn't write those fucking down. So, but if you can guess the province, that's a point for you guys. I'm going to get you all to track your own points, so at the end of this we can pick a winner, and you'll have bragging rights forever. Sound good? Say yes?
Oh, yes.
Excellent. God, that phrase just came out from my improv days. I haven't said that in years, I don't think. It sounds weirdly forcive. I'm not going to use that one anymore.
that's how improv works. You guys are basically like the vegans. I can't sit through one recording session without mentioning that I did improv.
It is true. Also, have I heard anyone else vegan here? Anyone? No, God, that drives me insane.
That war overseas is absolutely terrible. Yeah, it reminds me of that time I did improv.
You know what else was terrible? That one time I did improv. Okay, so I've got some roller derby team names. We're going to run through the list here and see if you guys can guess where they are from. Our first team.
We'll start with Brad because he never starts.
Yeah, I'm going to start with Brad.
We almost started him and then he deferred.
Yeah,
so
this
close.
one's the easiest one to start. You got to pick from one of 4 provinces. It's either going to be Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, or Newfoundland.
All right.
Okay, our first team is going to be the Bazooka Janes.
I know this.
I'm going to say New Brunswick.
Okay. I'm going to get everyone's answers on these because I don't have enough for us all to answer one.
See, I'm just
PEI.
cheating now.
PEI, okay.
I'm gonna say PEI too.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm going to say PEI.
wow, okay.
Okay.
All right.
The only one that was correct was actually Brent. Brad. I'm so sorry. Cut that out.
Garlic.
Garlic Brad. They are New Brunswick.
Gotcha.
At least according to the directory that I looked at, I did realize that these directories are really hard to find when I was looking for this.
I probably have been confused, actually, now that I think about
This is
it.
what I get
Fair
for
enough.
cheating. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tried to cheat. That's what you get.
Okay, we're going to start with Brad again.
Okay.
I'm just going to start you for all of these because you've deferred starting up to this point, and I like putting you on the spot.
Well, I'm
Jeopardy,
the
you just
expert
keep
now, so
going.
now everyone just copy my answer.
Tell you what, whoever gets it correct, I'm going to go to that person.
Perfect.
And if multiple people get correct, it's whoever has the least skating time. So it'll
So
be
that's right to me then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still going to kind of stack the deck. The next group we've got is the team The Never Sweets.
That one's going to be Newfoundland.
Okay, Newfoundland is our first answer.
I'm saying Newfoundland because I've never heard of them.
Okay,
I'm gonna say PEI until it works.
I like this.
I got to say Newfoundland.
It is Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay,
Apparently, I'm just an expert at
yeah.
this.
Oh my goodness.
It must be
You want to go
beginner's
gambling
luck.
sometime?
Shall we go play some quick roulette?
Or hordes.
Craps, anyone? Valley Avengers is our next team, and because
That's-
of the rules that we've set up, Brad, you're starting us again.
Definitely Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
It's for sure
Okay.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia is our first answer.
is, yeah.
Nova Scotia? Nova Scotia?
Yeah, Nova Scotia. I gotta
You
get
are
a point
all
on the
correct. Yes, that was a gimme, I feel like. We're playing with home territory here. Next one, Moonshine Maiden.
I do know this one for sure.
I'm also going to say Nova Scotia for that one.
Okay, Nova Scotia.
Oh, PEI.
PEI.
Okay, I've got to make PEI work.
I was going to say PEI regardless.
Okay, and we are making PEI happen. It is the Moonshine Maidens from
Had to get
PEI. Okay, excellent. So I think our next, correct answer, lowest number of skating years is going to be Rob. The next group we've got is the team, the Twisted Sisters. Where do we think they are from?
You should know this when we played them.
Ooh, this is fun.
History.
You have seen these people skate. Where are
When
these
did we
gals
play
from?
When did we play them?
A while ago.
Tons of times, so.
Was
Not
I there?
yet.
Time.
Yeah.
I was there once.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
If you had to eliminate a province to help him, which one would you eliminate?
Nova Scotia.
Ooh, it's not a Nova Scotian team.
Twisted Sisters. I'm going to say New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
PEI.
PEI?
PEI.
PEI.
It is PEI. Okay. I have not been paying attention to the score, but I feel like it doesn't matter if no one else has been at this point. This is just fun. Okay, we have been? Good. Okay, excellent. Everyone's tracking. Everyone had their hands below the table, so I wasn't sure. I wasn't about to... Okay, our next team is the Lumber Smacks. The Lumber Smacks. And if I am correct, our lowest number of years is Brad again.
It's going to be New Brunswick.
New Brunswick. Okay.
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick?
I know this one.
New Brunswick.
It is New Brunswick. It is New Brunswick.
Last year, yeah.
I was there for one.
I actually love
Excellent.
that name. Like
a good
Oyster
name.
Oysters is the best. Smacks is
Lumber
also
Smacks is
very
pretty high up there.
They're such a good team, too.
I love that team name. When I was scrolling through the list here, there's like so many fun team names. I love team names for roller derby. Every name in roller derby is like the best thing I've ever read. It's my favorite shit. Our second to last team that we've got here, the Minotaurs. The Minotaurs, where do we think they are from? Starting with Brad again.
I'm going to say Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, okay.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland?
Yeah, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland?
That's what I was going to go with.
It is Nova Scotia.
The Tar Ponds.
Yeah.
Are they near the Tar Ponds?
Yep, they are.
They changed their name, didn't they? recently?
Yeah.
Hey, that means that my directory was up to date. Huzzah. That's a thing that I say too often. My directory was up to date. Huzzah. Okay, our last team, the Marauding Miners. Brad, where do we think
That's gonna be
moronic
Nova
is?
Scotia.
Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia?
Ooh, I'm not too sure about this one. I'll go Newfoundland.
I'll go. Yeah, we haven't had any from Newfoundland yet. Yeah, let's go Newfoundland.
Okay, we have had one from Newfoundland.
Yeah.
It was the Never Sweets.
Right.
And I'm gonna give all of y'all a point for that because I played unfairly. This is a fake team name that I came up with after reading that many team names. I was like, I'm gonna try my hand at one and see if I can sell it. I feel like I did an okay job, but MK definitely picked up on the fact that this one
I've
sounded
never
weird.
heard of this.
Yeah, we've got some mining towns in the East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the hockey team at Westville's the Miners, so I was like, huh.
Okay. Okay, let's go real quick around the table in the same order that I've been asking all of these questions, basically. And Brad, how many points did you get for that?
6.
6. Basket? 5.
I had 6 as well.
Domino got
5.
6 as well? 5 as well. Okay. Ooh, I don't have a tiebreaker for this.
tiebreaker?
Do we have to fight?
We're just gonna have to go out into the street and physically fight it out.
Giant Tiger.
Yeah, back to Giant Tiger.
Okay, I've got a fun one. The first person to name a team that I have not named, I'm not going to be able to verify this at all. So at the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, who can name it?
Avon River Rollers.
There we go.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for letting Brad win.
That was very
But
generous.
wait, Brad, that's a league name. It's not their
Oh
team
shit!
name.
What's the team name? You have a chance to steal.
Curling Spree.
Yes!
We have our winner coming from behind.
On a technicality.
Because that's a league name. They're
Yes.
Rebel Riot. It's
True-
their
oh,
team
true,
name, Brad.
Your novice nature is showing,
Oh my
darling Brad.
god.
Gang, thank you all for playing this new segment with me. I feel like it might not work its way into the main rotation. It might feel off topic on other episodes, but I like that I could bring it to the table for y'all.
No, that was
Yeah,
fun.
I am actually so glad that I got a couple of teams that you guys had played and hadn't played. I was hoping to get a good mixture there, and I was like, I don't know. Okay, we are kind of getting to the hour mark, and I don't want to make this too hard for Rob to edit down after the fact if I run myself too long. So I feel like we should try and kind of get towards a closing space in the podcast. If you had any last pieces of advice or any last call-outs that you wanted to give to folks so that they got a last sell on getting involved with the league and with the teams that we're trying to start up in different places. If you're a person in Stellarton or New Glasgow area, if you're a person down in Antigonish and you're interested in roller derby, pitch me. Tell me what should I know? What should I be? Why should I get involved with you guys?
All right, ready? Elevator pitch. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, Lobster Hub Rollers, we operate out of those 3 areas you just mentioned, Antigonish, Truro, New Glasgow. We do have loaner gear available, so you do not need to start with your own safety gear and skates. We do have quite a large gear library that we've acquired, so
Awesome.
all you're going to need is insurance. Insurance is $50 for the year. It's more than worth having because your body is more than worth it for protecting it. We do 2 intakes a year. We do 1 in the fall, 1 in January. And our game season is when the hockey rinks do not have ice in them. So we play awesome games from about May till September, and then we've got 2 building times. So jump in the league during those building times, and we hope to get most skaters from Learn to Skate to Derby Fundamentals to their first game within their first year of play.
Excellent.
So expect to see track time within your first year of Derby.
Excellent.
And it's not just for the skaters, although we love having skaters. If you want to get involved as a referee on skates, as a non-skating official, as any other sort of volunteer, we love the help and we love to build our community from all aspects. So even if you're not super into the skating, come on out, hang out with us, and we'll definitely be able to find a place for you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I would just say that you should come out even if you're scared to, because it is a really welcoming, inviting environment. We're not really that scary. We're fun to be around. And even if you don't get to a point where you're feeling like you're able to be competitive, like there's still a place for you. No matter what, we'll find your place. And yeah, you'll definitely have a good time.
Yeah, they're just looking at me to do the plugs, so I'm going to do the plugs. Look us up on Facebook, Lobster Hub Rollers. You can also find us on Instagram at Lobster Hub Rollers. You'll see postings and posters for all the events we have, like info nights, or maybe even we'll post like an open house at some point when we get there. Also, we're going to be having a little bit of a fundraiser, November 24th, Candid Brewery, Antigonish. We're going to have a comedy night featuring 6 comics that I happen to like. Well, I like 5 of them a lot, and 1 I'm just okay with. That would be me. Your normal host, Rob. Matt's going to be performing there as well. As you can deduce from this thing, he's pretty funny. You should definitely come out and see him. Support the league. The money goes to all that gear that Basket's talking about, so people don't have to invest everything right away that we provide. Rental space for our practices and stuff. All those things that we need This is what all that's going for. It's a nonprofit organization. It's a great cause. Come on out, have some drinks, have some laughs, learn a little bit about Derby maybe.
And join us.
Alrighty, thank you all very much for being here with me today, and thank you all for letting me guest host for this. I really appreciated having the chance to chat with everybody, and hey, if you're listening at this point, I'm going to break it to you. You're interested in roller derby, come out, get involved. It's exciting. I'm definitely going to try and get involved with this, and I'm probably going to get involved as a non-skating official because I got to keep my commitment measured, but like some of those tech jobs sound very up my alley, some of those MCing spots, I clearly like listening to myself talk. So, thank you all again for coming on. It has been a blast chatting with you about roller derby. You have all been wonderful, and fucking get involved with these guys. This has been What on Rob Green's Earth. I've been your guest host this week, Matt McGlashan, bringing it to a weird NPR place for the close. Have a great week.
You got to get someone to hit the outro music.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't work. Who do we pick?
Right, yeah. I gotta send it out here. You know what, Brad? Because you've been shirking so much duties today, I'm not going to let you do this one. Basket.
Oh, thank God.
I need you to hit that outro music. Can you hit that for me?
All she's got to do is say hit it. You just got to tell her to say hit it.
You just gotta say hit it.
All right, hit it. And quit it.
Louder.
Hit it.